Everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? See, you guys are all on mute, but hopefully everyone can hear me okay. My name's Emily, and I work at CapCenter. And today I'm here just to kind of give you some pointers on virtual career fairs. I'll just kind of give you some general pointers, and then we'll go into a little bit more specific advice on LinkedIn. So we'll just go ahead and get started. So the first thing, with any virtual career fair, oh, I'm sorry, looks like we have a few more folks joining us. Let's see. So I'll just go ahead and get started. People can join us as they are. So the first couple pointers I just wanted to share with you is definitely treat a virtual career fair like you would any other, in-person career fair, making sure that you're doing your research on the company, finding out who the recruiters are beforehand, maybe doing a little bit of research on them, making your list of whoever it is that you want to talk to. And definitely, with this virtual environment, a huge thing that we want to make sure that we're doing is treating it just like you would if you're making eye contact with the person. Your tone and inflection is the same. And then making sure that you're eliminating any sort of distractions in the background, but still giving the person that's on the other side of the line grace as well as yourself. We're all in the same situation. So a lot of people are going to be working from home, or maybe they're in a different type of situation. So just making sure that we're keeping that grace and making sure that, we're thinking about those things as we're working through this. We're all in the same situation. Same thing, preparing questions that you would typically for a virtual career fair. An in-person career fair, having a notebook, a pen, paper, that kind of thing. And then making sure you're dressing appropriately and having good lighting. I know with, sometimes where people sit, it depends on, where you're sitting as to what the lighting looks like, but just making sure you're putting your best foot forward as you would at a regular career fair. And obviously a big part of putting your best foot forward and being prepared is to have your LinkedIn profile ready to go. So that's a big part of what I wanted to focus on today, would be to prep your profile and make sure, recruiters, talent acquisition folks use LinkedIn all the time to do research on people and find people for jobs. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I'll go ahead and share my screen here and we'll get started. There we go. So this is just a little LinkedIn workshop. If you don't have a LinkedIn, which I hope you do, please go ahead and make one. It's a free tool, and it's just a really great way to connect with people in the business community, connect with your colleagues, your professors, get recommendations, all that good stuff. So we'll go over this. Let's go ahead and get started. So we'll just go through the introduction, talk about why LinkedIn's important, what makes a strong profile, how to utilize this during and after college. We'll go through a little bit of a demo, and then we'll wrap up with some tips and resources. So I kind of already explained who I am, but my name's Emily, and I work at CapCenter, and I've been there since October of 2019. I went to Longwood University, and I took kind of a non-traditional career path. I lived in the Outer Banks for a little while, worked in China for a year, and then I fell into HR and recruiting. But we, as recruiters and talent acquisition specialists, use LinkedIn all the time to find qualified candidates and build that professional network. So even outside of career fairs, building that professional network is super important. So why is it important? Obviously, recruiters are looking at it. You can do your own job search on LinkedIn. You can network. You can do research on the companies and prepare for the career fairs. And you can learn a lot about what it is that the culture looks like, and just learn about the companies in general and what they do. And you can go into those career fairs really prepared to talk about it. So obviously recruitment's, the main thing here. So whether you are passively looking for jobs or whether you're actively searching for internships or full-time roles for when you get out of school, it's a great tool to go ahead and, use. So if you are searching for a job, make sure that you have all of your job alerts and job recommendations on. There's little tips and tricks to show you on that. We can go into that a little bit later, but you can definitely learn more about the roles, even if you're just researching and understanding. So before you go to your career fair, check out their LinkedIn, the company's LinkedIn page, check out what kinds of jobs they have. A lot of their roles are going to be listed on LinkedIn. A lot of them are going to be on their external career site or their just the regular website. But you can learn a lot about the roles just by looking through LinkedIn, and you can actually directly apply to the jobs there as well. you can reach out to connections that work there. So if you have any family friends or, anyone that works there, previous alumni or previous folks that went to your school that are now alum that you're connected with, if you want to reach out to them and say, hey, can you just give me a little bit more information about this company? I really want to learn about it before I go to the career fair and speak to someone there. They're usually happy to offer that information. So obviously LinkedIn's a networking website. So that's kind of the main purpose of it. And so you can post, like, and share content. And, if you're very interested in a company, you can definitely follow them and then like their content. You can follow influencers. You can build long-term connections and then add people that of course, and then find groups to join. There's all kinds of groups out there, and there's all kinds of companies to like. So definitely check all that out. And then as far as research, so this will come in handy for your career fair. Definitely dive deeper into the companies that you're interested in. A lot of them have these pages that really give you insight into the culture of the company. It's called like a life page. I'll show you on Capital One's. They have a really neat one, but it really just gives you insight into what it is that they look like outside of just what the work that they do. And then a lot of them post interesting articles, and you can read those articles either from the people that work there or for the companies themselves. And then, of course, research the backgrounds of people in the roles that you're interested in. So if you want to become a business analyst at Capital One, find a business. It's very simple to find people. So just go ahead and look for a business analyst at Capital One and see what their background looks like. Where did they go to school? What did they study? What kinds of jobs did they have before this? What kind of skills do they have? And really hone in on that and try and figure out, is this really the career path I want to go in? Do I have the skills necessary to get to that level? And then also feel free to reach out to them and just say, hey, I'm interested in this kind of role. Is there any advice that you can offer me? And go in with specific questions. You could also research who the recruiters might be by just searching the recruiters for that company. And you can also just connect with them and put a face to a name, that kind of thing. So those are all great ideas. And then if you were in an interview situation, you can go ahead and look up your interviews if you were given the names of those folks and research, where they came from. In this situation, as far as career fairs goes, if you saw a recruiter and they went to a school that you are familiar with, or they went to Virginia Tech, you could, start your conversation off in the career fair like, go Hokies, or, that kind of thing. So just making that personal connection, and obviously understanding what the company does and who they are. So you can also learn a lot from LinkedIn. There's a career advice section, there's LinkedIn Learning, and there's also skills quizzes. So it's definitely, take advantage of all the opportunities that you have with LinkedIn. I mean, it's a great resource, and most of the content is free. So just make sure that you're really, Google search, how to utilize LinkedIn to the maximum. I have some resources at the end here that I'll share, but it's a great tool, and a lot of people don't use it to the fullest. So definitely check all that out as well. So I know you guys probably have workshops on this, but just kind of going over what a strong profile would look like, as if someone is at a career fair, recruiters at a career fair, and they go back and they're looking at folks on LinkedIn, these are kind of some of the things that they would want to see. So a strong headline and summary. So if you're a business student looking for I'm just going to use business analyst just because it comes quickly to mind, but Virginia Tech BIT student looking for a business analyst role. That would be something great that you're showing, you don't have a role right now, but you're looking for that kind of role and giving a little bit of context to who you are. There's also examples like incoming business analyst with Capital One. If you're about to start that role and then you just want to share that with folks, that's a good one. There's all kinds of examples, which I'll share at the end as well, but also a summary. So just a quick little couple lines of who you are, what you're looking for, and just a bit of background on yourself. Make sure the information is clear and concise. Don't overload it, but definitely give out that information. Any on-campus involvement that you have, recruiters love to see that. That just shows that you're not only able to handle your workload, but you're also able to get involved in other things, and leadership roles, any leadership roles, or any positions that you've held in any of those organizations. Work history, that's an obvious one. I mentor a girl from VCU, and she's been serving while she's in school. And she was like, should I put that on there? Are recruiters wanting to see that? And I said, absolutely. I mean, any work history that you have, whether it's an internship in a professional office, whether it's, serving in a restaurant over the summer, anything helps there. So that's good. And then of course, volunteerism. So any, charities, or organizations that you work with, that you are volunteering with, definitely put that on there. And any certifications that you might have. There's some nice to have things, the skills, the endorsements, and the recommendations. And if you have a professor or a colleague that is willing to give you a recommendation, that's something that you can certainly do as well. So definitely use LinkedIn during and after college. So it's great with these career fairs, but also continue to make sure that you're using it after college. It's one of those things that you are continuing to build on. And as you progress in your career, it is an extremely powerful resource. As I said before, a lot of people don't use it to its fullest potential, but it can definitely help you while you're in college as well as after. It's a long-term type of tool. So we'll just go ahead and check this out together. I'm gonna exit out of here, and we'll go into hope you guys can still see my screen here. So this is the homepage that you're going to see when you log in, and I'll just show you my profile real quick. So I have my picture. You're welcome to add a picture if you want. If you would rather not, that's certainly fine as well. But here's my headline, where I work, what I'm working. Oh, let's see. Let me make sure we're still seeing the PowerPoint. Sorry about that. All right. Let me make sure I'm unshare. There we go. All right. Hopefully we can see it now. Sorry. Okay, so this is my profile here. I'm just going to run through each little section for you just to give you a quick rundown. So if you would like to put a picture in there, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well. But here's my headline, and here's my little about section. Mine's a little bit long just because I have more experience, but if you're a college student, 1 to 2 paragraphs is just fine. Your activity here, and a good note about that, just make sure that you're being positive. This does show to all of the folks that look at your profile. So, it's not social media, it's not Instagram, or it is social media, but it's a professional network. It's not Instagram, it's not Facebook, it's not Snapchat, it's not anything like that. So you want to make sure you're keeping it professional always, and making sure that, anything that you're commenting on is business, more so business related than personal. So here's the experience section. I like to keep it short and sweet. Some people write a whole bunch of stuff here. And then down here is the education section. So, make sure that you're putting that there. Here's the licenses and certifications, volunteer experience, and skills and endorsements, recommendations, accomplishments, and then your interests. I know I'm going really fast, but mine's obviously more built out because I've been in the workforce for longer, but as a college student, it's okay to have it, short and sweet and to the point. Anything is better than nothing. So definitely make sure that, that you're at least building it out some. So I'll just show you real quick on Capital One's LinkedIn page. It's really, really great. So this is where you can do your research and learn more about it. As you can see here, there's 51,443 employees that have stated that Capital One is their employer. Obviously, there's a ton more employees than that, but those are the ones who said that Capital One is their employer on here. So if you just click on that, you can actually sort, filter, you can research folks. So say I wanted to, so this is going to be in my my sphere of things, but so say Rise, she's a talent acquisition specialist. She was previously working with Capital One, and that's who I want to talk to. So I would look at her previous work history and notice that she worked at these different places, and what she's done volunteer wise, and try and align. If that's a job that I wanted, I would try and align myself with that. If she was the person at the career fair, I could say, oh, it looks like you attended if I knew someone that attended Widener, I could bring that up, that kind of thing. So just being able to research the folks that you're going to be talking to, or researching the types of roles that you're interested in. You can also filter this here by location. So, Richmond, or any connections that you might have, first, second, and third. You can actually also filter by Virginia Tech. So if you were looking here, yep, right here, Virginia Tech. So say I wanted to visit Capital One, it's going to be in Richmond, and Virginia Tech alumni, I really wanted to see them. So it looks like there's quite a few Virginia Tech alumni, and I could just connect with that person and send them a message and say, hey, I'm Emily, I'm attending this virtual career fair for Capital One, and I was just wondering if you had some time to share some advice with me, or your story about how you got to where you are, kind of thing. So lots of different ways to utilize that. You can also do research on the actual company here, not just the people. So the life section that I was talking about right here, that's going to be a great way to really learn what the culture looks like before you get into that virtual career fair environment. They have a really great page. Obviously, Capital One's known for its, culture. But this is a great way to just find out a little bit more about it and really gather those questions and prepare, because obviously not only is the work and the job important, but the culture is super important, especially in this type of environment that we're in. So make sure that you're, kind of just reading all these things and learning as much as you can about the company. I will say, side note, just because of everything that's going on, with the COVID situation, make sure you're asking in the virtual career fairs about how they're handling COVID-19 and the policies and procedures that they have in place. Virginia has lots of different regulations that we have to, every company has to follow. But with this, everything going on, just having that background information, and then also showing that you care enough to go into that type of level in depth of really how they're handling that is going to show them that you really care and you really are wanting to work for the company. So, and their reaction is just as important. That you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you in a regular interview situation, as well as a career fair. They're trying to impress you, you're trying to impress them. I've gone to so many career fairs, I can't even tell you. And it just, even as a recruiter, we get nervous sometimes as well. So just keep that in mind. We're all in the same situation and we're all adjusting to this virtual environment. So just a couple of things to keep in mind. And as far as the jobs go here, you can just check those out and see what they're looking for. If a particular job jumps out at you, contracts manager, oh, seems like an interesting role. Come in with specific questions about that role. I see that it requires X, Y, Z. I see that these are the responsibilities. Can you tell me a little bit more about that specific job and how I would get to that point? Obviously, lots of larger companies have the entry career pages, so you can go on their actual website and look at all the jobs. These are just some of their jobs. They're not all going to be on LinkedIn. And then I think that's pretty much it. The about section, that's obviously just about them, but you will want to know this kind of general information, the locations and, how many people they have and when they were founded, that kind of thing, just to have that knowledge. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the demo. We'll go back to the PowerPoint here. Sorry. There we go. Oh. All right, so just some LinkedIn tips here. Think of it as an online resume or CV. So you're still wanting to put your best foot forward. Add any attachments that you have. There are tons of ways that you can showcase your work and what you've done and research projects. Obviously, no proprietary information. If you worked as an intern, you can't break any rules as far as that kind of thing. But just make sure that if you have something that you're proud of, that you're showcasing that. Add as much as you can. Any of your, like we said, involvement, career. Involvement in on-campus and volunteer work. Connect with any fellow influencers and industry leaders that you're, whatever industry that you're interested in. Connect and follow those influencers and leaders. Post, comment, share, and like. The more that you are involved, the more people will see you. So even if you just like a post, your name will come up. So it's just really a great networking tool, and it will get your name out there and really help people help people to see who you are and what you're all about. I will say, you know, there have been a lot of posts lately about COVID-19. Just be careful. Again, it's not a complaint site. It's not a social media site. So just be careful what you are posting. You know, use a professional image. Make sure you're being professional in all your interactions. Keep everything up to date. If you've gotten a new job or a new internship, make sure you're updating that, keeping your interests updated as well, and utilizing the Career Advice Hub, asking professionals for advice. So that's pretty much it. I really appreciate you guys joining me today. I know I talk really fast. I get nervous and I talk really fast, so I hope you guys could understand all of that. But this will be recorded and I'm sure Hannah will send it out. And if you don't have a LinkedIn, make sure you're creating one as soon as possible. If you are on LinkedIn and not using it regularly, download the app. It's super easy. It's just like any other app, and it's a great way to be able to hop on there and start building your profile. If you want to contact me and connect with me and ask me any questions about it, feel free to. My information will be on here, and then definitely connect with me on LinkedIn. Ask me for any advice or any questions that you want. And if you wanted to learn more about CapCenter and what we do, feel free to check out our website. Here's some LinkedIn resources that I'll share with you guys, just some do's and don'ts and how-tos, and best LinkedIn headlines like we talked about earlier. So I'll just send that over to you guys, or Hannah will send it in the recording, and appreciate you guys joining us. Thank you.